so high. Okashi. Okay. So
Yeah, good choice.
it's all about just doing it, and
You're gonna make a video.
very
today,
good investment. Yeah, just make a video lah, halfway there. It starts from here. I don't think it blocks lah. Okay. Yep, today is me and Benjamin's rest day. So yeah. Now we're just going back. We're gonna eat. So what is the rest day like? The train. So right now it's what time? Yeah, good. So during my rest day, generally I like to eat something. Okay.
It's more like I have to eat something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because like when I'm working, I find that it's easier to not eat anything. But when I'm at home, sitting so much in front of the, not to say a lot, but yeah, sitting most of the time in front of the computer doing my things, generally it feels a bit different. Yeah, so have to prioritize moving more while sitting on the computer also. That's what I try to do. Even on my rest days, I try to move as much as I can. Because I realize when I'm working, I'm standing most of the time. I'm walking, I'm moving. That's why even right now, even my knee discomfort is very less, and my hip, like it feels kind of loose also because I'm always moving. I don't sit as much. So yeah, to me, thinking back right now, yeah, working just have to happen. Because right now you give me a chance to not work, wow, I will really appreciate my time even more than last time. So for me, these few days I did give myself some time off the markets, okay, because I realized that, you know, because the last week I sort of broke my rule by losing more than 1%, which is around $60 only. But that gave me a thought, okay, maybe I should take a break off the market because I traded during high resistance. It's like a different thing. Then I listened to ICT podcasts about ants, and it was saying like the reason behind why you take this trade. Will this trade affect your outcome? Maybe if you lose this money, will it affect you? But for me, it won't. But I'm also thinking there's better time to trade. But I was aware that I'm in a high resistance situation, and I decided to take that risk. Okay, but to me it's like I know what I was looking for, but it's just me being wrong. So I decided to give myself some time off the market, you know, just to sort of like refresh, you know, working and trying to get my videos out. It's a very, I would say, a very hectic life for me. Okay, so after taking a break off, maybe 1 or 2 days not looking at the markets and just recalibrating, it really feels different. So really, taking a break is part of the job as well. But it's August. It's August. Why are you even trading? Well, save your bullets for the better days, man. Just my opinion, but it's okay, no problem. If you
Because
want to trade, that's why, because it's like, that's why I was thinking that there's better times to trade. But that time is like I see something. That's why I decided to trade. But first of all, it already wasn't the time for me to trade lah. Okay, put it this way. That's why I said I broke my rules. But at the same time, I only lose more than 1%, maybe 1.5%. Okay, but it's just 1.25% of the account. Okay, the thing is, why do I feel so uncomfortable losing this much? And because I also review myself, is like, yeah, because I got a realization of this also. When I do something within my rules boundary and I lose, right, I feel okay. But if I do something a bit extra, like if I lose like $50-$60, it's a bit extra only, but to me it feels like I done something wrong. Yeah, but for me generally it's like, why do I feel so different losing $60 because my rules parameter is
Yeah.
only losing $40 max. But then again, I don't really feel nice losing $40 also. But let me tell you, I can feel fine losing $25. Okay, because the first trade I thought was losing $25, and then this is what I realized. I'm very comfortable losing $25 to $30 only. You see, it's like it's just so funny.
But
it's just
what's the
$10 difference.
Yeah.
Like what's the fucking difference?
Yeah, what's the fucking
And $60 is like 1 point something percent only. I'll open the door. So to me, it's like sometimes I think that I am holding myself too much to too fixated.
No,
on,
but isn't it good if you are risking very little for like one? Then your trades are easily 1 to 5.
yeah, but then I
it's
also
very good.
I also gave myself a thought like
I think
shouldn't
it's good.
feel so different about losing
Yeah,
the
you
money.
shouldn't feel. But I think if you
But-
keep your risk like 25
Yeah,
to
but
35,
generally,
your
let's say
risk will fucking
because I
bonkers.
was seeing one of these. He's also a trader. He's a day trader. Okay, but generally what he do is, I like how he like trade. I also believe trading shouldn't involve any emotions. So what I felt there was emotions already. So I was seeing this guy. He was trading, and his rules is very simple. Okay, so based on his setup, there's setup A, setup B, and setup C. So if he's a setup A, he's going to go in with a 1.5%, and he say he's going to risk $1,005. But if he's a setup B, he say he's going to risk only $750. I think somewhere around there. Then if it's a setup C, which is the least good, that means it's not so good setup, like maybe high resistance, he's going to risk only $500. So to me, this kind of setting, right, it gave me a thought like maybe it should be done like that. Okay, but like I say, I also believe, but now what I think is I'm still very comfortable losing $25, so I'm just going to continue losing $25 first. Okay, but generally, did I find a problem losing $60? Well, no. Okay, because it's still 1% plus. But why do I feel so bad? Is in comparison with all the other trades I've been making, the loss is considered very big already. And then $60 is something that maybe I risk a $25, I can earn the $60, but losing $60 in maybe 2 trades, that's like losing all the trades already. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing wrong or nothing right, but it's just my current thinking. And
Yeah, but lately I've been thinking like in terms of low resistance runs, usually your risk is small and nice, and then it will give you a very nice maybe $100 trades and stuff. So yeah, my thinking is just right now I just want to keep my risk as small as possible. Like as long as it's within $40, I will take the trade. But if it's above, if it's above $40, I'll just discard it because right now I cost myself to have, like, looking back at my stats, like $60 is it's a normal win for me. Like usually if I have a winning trade, it's probably gonna have $60. And I listened to ICT podcast. He was saying like the good traders that ICT have is you do not risk half of how much you can earn easily. So basically like $25 to $35, which means within the $40 risk is a very comfortable place for me to see profitability right now. Because at most, like, usually I can make easily is $60. Like if it's a winning trade, if it's a typical winning trade, it's like $60. So yeah, just looking back based on my data, I'm just going to stick within this risk because yeah, no doubt that if this trade $60 raise, everything looks nice, but it's just that it's outside of my risk parameters. And I have tried risking $100 per trade, 60, 70, I done all those stuff, and it caused me to be in a drawdown. But I recovered from it already right now, and looking back at my stats, it just made me realize that why was I even in that drawdown. It's because, like, when I did not do crazy stuff like $60, $80 risk per trade, I was profitable. But when I started doing that, it it just gave me a drawdown, and drawdowns are slingshot. So I started questioning why. It's because I see my typical trades, my typical wins are only $60. So my thinking right now is, okay, at most I risk $60 per trade. I do not go above how much I can take from my typical win. So that, because I've been listening a lot of podcasts in my break time also. Yeah.
Yeah, but generally for me it's just
I mean, a swing trader,
it's just
man.
no, it's not that I'm willing to lose $60, but I'm just saying that in terms that if you increase the risk, okay, and you keep using that risk, generally you will earn more.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that maybe trading should be like that. But I say what, $25 to $30 is my sweet spot. So even though I lose, I don't really feel anything. Okay? But that's about it, okay? So
because
but
if you
also
stick to
I
your
review to
$25, right?
I review my trades also. Like why I still decided, okay, maybe I should stick to $25 to my comfort zone, okay? Basically, it's because based on my journal and my stats also, I also did came to one conclusion at one time. Is like just losing small and just winning big, and generally I will be profitable over time. But again, if I increase the risk, let's say I increase the risk to maybe making maybe every trade just, let's say the best risk I take is $60, and maybe if it will have more than one contract and you just take it, it's not that it's also possible, but whether it's not so nice only is something that I will have to manage more. Okay.
Yeah, because if you two contract, like let's say your sweet spot is 25 to 35, you use two contract, it's just a $70 or $50.
Yeah, but let's say if you are disciplined enough to take the trade, and if it pans out, you
basically cover all your
you
losses
take a
already.
profit. But if it doesn't pan out, you stop trading also. If you can do this, it will work, because to me based on logic it works. But whether to me it's like it's harder to manage. Okay, it's just I don't know, because it's more like very used to losing $25 to $30. But let's say if you risk $50 and you have two contracts, it can be a better, it will be more in return. But definitely if you lose, you're going to lose more also. But again, it's also within it's also 1% plus. Okay, but if you lose and you stop, it's also okay.
Yeah, that is exactly why I decided to go the funded account route, like as a third account, because if I'm going to go that, I can trade like 2 to 3 contracts. But right now for my life funds, until next year, it's only going to be one contract, because I can see profitability
Yeah, so
at the end.
so that's why, right, there's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
Generally there's no right or wrong. Those are the questions that I'm always asking myself. But again, you will come to there's no right or wrong. It's just like, it's just which way you think that you should do only. There's no right or wrong, but it's just like that. But I'm still going to stick within the comfort zone. And also I would say that I've broken my rules. That's about it. Then how? Just reset yourself, stop taking, like, to me, not looking at the markets for 1 or 2 days very good enough for me to reset already. Okay, it's like liberation. So guys, sometimes you got to rest, you got to keep yourself off sometimes, and it's part of the job. It makes you go and think like whether what you're doing is right or wrong. Okay, but you will not, generally I also cannot come to an answer what is right or wrong. Okay, but that's why it's based on stats, and there's nothing wrong.
Anything right or wrong.
Because what is wrong? It's wrong when, and then the thing you do is going to come, is going to be very bad consequences. That's wrong. Or else to me everything is right. Okay, but you got to be considered one way. If I jump from $25, I jump to the next one, I'm going to risk $60. Then if I lose again, I'm going to risk another $25. No, I don't think it's going to work. Okay, so
it works. What, like first your risk is like
talking
on a
in terms of
win.
I'm talking in terms of what kind of trades you will be taking. If you're going to take scalps, you're going to take more like, yeah, it's like because the trades that you take will offer different kind of numbers, different numbers also.
Yeah, because
so if you're going to stick with one contract, the outcome will be very different also, because it's because of the setup that offers the amount of how much the setup yields. Okay, that's why it's different when you trade with one contract. or else you're gonna say you use the same risk to make. I mean it's the same thing, like because the same risk is only one contract, that's why it's different. Like if you scalp or if you're gonna trade the M session or something like that. Okay, so yeah, so generally yeah, that's about it. And one thing is that for July, for me it was a winning streak. Okay, there's scalps, there's nice trades. Generally it was a profit of $200. So yeah, July was a good month. And then August come, that one day I took 2 trades and lost $66. So it eat up almost one third of the profit that is made throughout maybe I think 5 trades. Okay,
So
but there's
July
nothing-
itself you made like 5%.
$200.
July only.
$200 5%.
Yeah. But July only, or you include others?
No,
also?
July only.
Others altogether, how much profit you want? Because like July I also made like 2% plus. Then but overall I'm like positive
$200, 5%.
$30. If you trade based on the 4K account. But overall, yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay, that's why you see $200 5%. But yeah.
so this actually how I do things right now. I keep track on my monthly percentage because
yeah,
I
I look more on the numbers.
Yeah,
Like,
keep track
because
on the,
because before I took the August trade, I never even go and count. Yeah, that's why it's always important to.
I do keep track because I like I said I risk $100, $80-$90 per trade before, and it was during May, and it was during June. So these 2 months itself already gave me like a $300 drawdown.
Yeah, for me it's like everyone, like we all three know I had the biggest trade, right? That trade literally, but also I lost all my profits the next month also. So it's like because the thing is this, I risked very very small for that very fucking big win. Okay, and then it turns out like the next month that I start trading, that time we were trading very big. I was using two contracts.
The best is I switched to Nasdaq
3
some more.
contracts, and
Yeah,
I'm using I'm using based on a $7,000 account, just risking 1%.
Yeah.
But yeah, now looking back, okay, 1% is just 1% or 1 point something percent. But what I felt definitely
Yeah,
no.
because
Okay, so looking from this part,
I did rush stuff also.
I shouldn't. That's why like I'm thinking maybe I can go to $60 now. But no, like yeah, you can test. But to me, fuck that shit. Okay.
Yeah, because my end
now I'm
goal is
also
still
I'm also working. I don't really want to push myself too much for this kind of thing.
Yeah, and
give myself less trouble.
my thinking is still the same. If I can't even make consistent money with one contract, I got no business assuming more risk or more contracts. Because to me, it's what if manipulation come, the hand I see like to say, it came, and then because I was using 2 contract, it just gave me another drawdown that I have to climb out from. That's why my thinking right now, and because of the everything is happening around the world, it just makes sense for me to, because I did not take in this advice that we all three did not take this in together. We all were like, first we went to 1 contract, then we got comfortable, then 2, then 3, because we were thinking, oh, if we can use partials to pay ourselves to pay the risk. But actually, looking back, every time when I place 5 contracts, 4 contracts, even trade in ES, man, every tick just matter to me. No matter, but I will just keep telling myself, oh, it's fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
so-
trade like that, but it's just not that comfortable.
Yeah,
trading
so
like that.
that's what I mean. Like you only need to manage it. But
Yeah,
is it possible?
But it's stressful.
Yes, I would believe it's possible if done over time. But
Yeah.
but I would say
There's a better
like
way, right?
now, right, after doing a few more months, you get better at reading price action.
Yes.
So if now you put me in that situation, it might be a little bit different, but it doesn't change the fact that I still have to manage it. Because ICT also was saying like, when you put a trade on, you will have to manage it no matter what. Okay, there's no such thing that you just really. I mean like, there's no such thing you're really comfortable when you're putting on a respectable risk, which I don't know. That's why to me it's like, oh fuck that shit. I don't want to include that shit in my trading. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
but
managing.
the Jake Cat fella, you know, he made me realize one thing. He was just saying like, oh, the trades I used to make 100K. It's just the trades I used to make $100 with one contract. Except it's just, so my thinking is okay.
Maybe they desensitize themselves from the outcome.
No, which means it is a process to go through. First,
Yeah.
you one contract until you trade like you don't give a shit. You just trading based on the model. Then you up to 2 contract. Then you up to 3 contract. Because when you're just repeating like, okay, my benchmark for me until today right now is like, when will I increase my contract size? When I can consistently make at least 2% a week with one fucking contract. Which means what? If I up it to 2 contract, I will at least make 2% a week. With 2 contract, I will still make 2% a week. Because I'm still doing the same thing. At least 2%. Because if I stick to one contract, it's at max and at max 2% consistently.
Yeah, and then also I was listening to ICT that podcast about how to trade big runners properly. Basically, it's the same
It's
thing.
just one
okay?
contract.
It's about paying. It's about paying the trader. You know. But that is just how ICT think that is a better way to trade. But doesn't mean you cannot try to do a full pool with one contract just starting out like that. It might work for you, okay? But generally, definitely his way is like so much better, right?
No, it will work
you pay
for
yourself.
people.
If it works, it works for a lot of people. But you know, if you got a chance to pay yourself,
Joshua,
you pay yourself. You can control yourself.
it will
better
work for
also.
people that is not in need for money. Like if you are already coming from a place of abundance, right? You'll be like, just one contract, I just leave it run. But if you are trying to make ends meet with trading, I don't think is possible
Well,
to do it without stress. Because you're like, hey, this I'm already at this much. You start thinking, what if, then you have a King Kong feeling. Yeah, actually that is when you should take out something really.
But sometimes it just works for people.
Yeah.
We never know, you know.
Actually,
this is
it
just
depends
our
on what
opinion.
kind of time frame you trade lah. If you trade based on the 1 hour time frame, it's no problem also. So yeah, then it's time to eat already. Wow, this is